The Baltic seaport of Gdansk, now in Poland, but a location that has changed hands numerous times, notably moving from being a part of Germany as Danzig until the end of the Second World War, is a city with a rich modern history. It has been fought over countless times, so much so that it is difficult to imagine what this industrial but pretty city may have been like when it was still a pagan stronghold, before the Christian hordes swept in and changed it forever. But in an overlooked corner there is a sign, or rather several signs, of a mysterious old order. Rendered in stone, these gods or men tell a tale of the beforetime, the misty world of the Old Prussians. These are the Babas, otherwise known as Prussian Hags. The Babas are human-like carvings crafted from local stone, standing up to a metre tall. Dating from the 7th to the 13th centuries, they vary from abstract faceless shapes to figures with carved eyes, noses, and hints of clothing or weapons. A gathering of these fascinating objects is in a small fenced-off area next to the Motwava River and close to the docking point of a wildly anachronistic pirate galleon that provides tourist trips around the historic port. I'd recommend the very reasonably priced trip if you're ever in town, but I digress. Made with simple tools like stone hammers and chisels, the Babas are found scattered across northeastern Poland, Lithuania, and Russia's Kaliningrad Oblast. Some experts believe they represent gods, ancestors or spirits, while others suggest they marked graves or boundaries. This is because they are often located near burial sites or settlement edges, with their rough, weathered forms ranging from crude to detailed. Their style, with them lacking Christian symbols like crosses, ties them to pre-Christian Baltic traditions. So let's look at those traditions and the people that made and revered the Babas. The Old Prussians were an indigenous Baltic people who lived in the region known as Prussia, situated along the southeastern shores of the Baltic Sea. As previously mentioned, this area includes parts of present-day northeastern Poland, Lithuania and Kaliningrad. They thrived before the 13th century and were distinct from later Germanic Prussians linked to the Kingdom of Prussia, which arose after they'd been conquered. The Old Prussians spoke a Baltic language, akin to Lithuanian and Latvian, and had a culture steeped in pagan traditions, oral history, and a profound bond with their natural surroundings. Their society was structured into tribal groups, each governed by chieftains or nobles, with an estimated population of about 170,000 before their decline. They lived in fortified settlements and engaged in farming. They also excelled in crafting tools, weapons and amber jewellery, a prized trade item that made its way thousands of miles from its Baltic origin. Their religion was polytheistic, revolving around gods such as Perkunas, the god of thunder, Svorna, the goddess of the hunt, forests and animals, and Pikiolis, the god of the underworld, death and destruction. To the Old Prussians, sacred groves and ritual sites served as places of worship. Rituals often involved offerings, and their beliefs exhibited a harmony with nature. Now, whilst this idyllic-sounding scenario was undoubtedly more troubled than it appears, it was brutally ripped apart to the sounds of the thunderous hooves of the Teutonic Knights' war horses. The fearsome Teutonic Order arrived in the 13th century. Invited by the Polish Duke Conrad of Masovia to convert the pagan tribes to Christianity, the Teutonic Knights launched a destructive campaign known as the Prussian Crusade, beginning in 1230. This action was part of a wider, Pope-ordered holy war waged on the Baltic pagans, beginning with the Wendish Crusade of 1147. Over the decades, the Old Prussians resisted fiercely, with figures like Hercus Monte leading revolts, but their fragmented tribal system weakened their ability to hold back the Christian tide. By the late 13th century, the Teutonic Order had subdued their lands, enforcing Christianity and German settlement. Many Old Prussians were killed, enslaved or assimilated, and their language and culture were deliberately stamped out. By the 17th century, the Old Prussian language had vanished, overtaken by German, Polish and Lithuanian in the area. But traces of their legacy linger in archaeological discoveries, burial sites, artefacts and place names, and in the accounts of medieval chroniclers like Peter of Duisburg. Modern Baltic peoples, particularly Lithuanians, claim a cultural connection with them, preserving some shared linguistic and folkloric strands. The obliteration of the Old Prussians is a sad tale, but one that emphasises why archaeology is important, to bring these people's culture back to life. If the Prussian Hags could speak, I wonder what they would say. That, as well as who or what they really represent, remains a mystery. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.